It was very difficult in a way, certainly getting investor funding, developing the credibility that's needed to grow a sort of young technology company, all much bigger uphill battles than I would say occur in other industries. But on the other side, there was less competition. It was a brand new space. There was no baggage that comes along with the decades of sort of inertia and ill-formed structure and policies around other industries. So in a way, we had a huge advantage, and working in this industry versus other technology industries has actually been a breath of fresh air, because once we did set ourselves apart, we were able to really pave the way for how this industry could develop. I would say Denver is one of the more friendly containers for businesses to begin. I think that there's naturally a very attractive element to the city, from the sort of pace of growth, the new facilities, yoga, whether it be yoga, arts, sports, all these different attractions that make it a fun place to live, and a place where those who are generally in the demographic of individuals looking to get into the kind of more risky tech or otherwise startup scene are attracted to these things. Not to mention that there is an opportunity to sort of break the mold. I think New York and Silicon Valley and LA and other places have a lot of assets, and there's solid grounding to why those are successful hubs for new startup companies. But I think because that industry is newer in Denver, we have the opportunity also to design new things. For example, what do you do when you get your team together for a happy hour? You don't need to just go to the bar. There's so much else that we can do here, whether it's trips up to the mountains or going go-karting or having a fun afternoon in the park playing games. And because of the weather, because of the friendliness of the city, the safety, it really feels like a place that's primed for a lot more startup activity to happen. My favorite part at Baker, it's definitely the humor. I think that given that we're working on very challenging problems, we're facing big growth potential, but also the challenges that come along with that. I think watching the team maintain that sense of friendliness and compassion and joy throughout their days, even amongst some of the harder, more stressful times in our growth, has been really inspiring and definitely fuels me every day. This cannabis industry has grown faster than any other industry we know of, and certainly faster than any of us could have predicted. We in the space like to call the cannabis industry one that grows in dog years. Every year counts for 7 from what we're used to. And so it's been a big challenge, but also, again, because we were able to differentiate and put ourselves in a position to really understand what's best for the industry across not just Colorado, but the entire country and actually the world now. We have this unique sort of insight into what works and what doesn't. So as an example, when a market turns from medical only to medical and recreational, we were able to garner insights into how that would affect the customers, how that affects dispensaries, and really scale our technology very quickly by making those insights available, as well as the technology to support them. And that's been a sort of, I'd say, unique facet to glimpse this industry through. That said, the growth that we're seeing now is coming along with huge consolidation. There are much larger brands, much larger expertise coming into the space, and that's been really exciting to watch. I think it's going to be a good thing for the industry. It's already proving its benefits, and at the same time we have more sophisticated software solutions in place, and this isn't just consumer-facing technology, but also data systems. So the way that information can be now passed between one technology company and another, or the way that a dispensary can actually leverage the efficiency that comes along with that. So allowing their menu to be displayed in 8 different places, but only updated once, whereas historically they would have to make those updates manually, is making for a much more efficient industry, and one that's, I think, going to allow more innovative players to really enter and to do amazing things for the customers. We always have to be faster in product development, and innovation is really the name of the game, but also understanding that unlike maybe some other spaces where, let's call it social media, photo sharing, other areas of technology development that don't necessarily end up with people being put behind bars for doing the wrong thing. We have a responsibility to move cautiously. So while speed is always a factor in any company, I think really the responsibility of doing things right, checking we're crossing our T's and dotting our I's before we release a new product, and making sure that the communication is there. We're not just developing software in a silo, we're working with our dispensary partners and with our producer partners and with the end customers and patients to really understand what they want and what they need and what can help them most, and then building those things at the right pace. And yes, we're moving faster than ever now. We have a bigger team and we have more resources, and it's been really exciting to see that be channeled into just faster innovation in ways that I think 2 years ago we could never have imagined the industry would even be ready for. 4 years ago we were 4 to 8 people, and 2 years ago we were around 32 people, I would say, and now we're hovering around 80 people. And so we've definitely grown exponentially as a team, and that says a lot for not only our team but really the industry. It shows that more and more professionals, whether they be designers, marketing people, customer support specialists, are looking to enter the cannabis industry, where I think 4 years ago there wouldn't have been the market for that kind of recruitment activity. So that's been great to see. There's also the revenue growth and the scaling that we've done on the financial side. We recently announced a very exciting merger that is really going to put us in a very unique position to be able to cater to this space. And in doing so, I think we're going to attract more and more top-level talent, and that's all going to feed into developing the best products.